Hi, it's Lonnie. Welcome to Grace Blossoms for You. Today I am playing with shapes. And what can we do with shapes? Well, usually I have just cut out shapes out of book page or sheet music, and then I've put them maybe on, this one's covered with a digital, but usually I've been just putting them on pockets or stuff to decorate them. And today I am doing something that I have not done before, which is I cut out a bunch of shapes on black. And so then the ideas started flowing. I thought, what else can I do with these? So I have just some simple shapes, and in fact I'm going to design some more and put them on my Ko-fi page so that you can have some fun with different shapes as well if you choose to. And so I basically traced them in pencil so I could see the outline to cut them out. And then the ones I did cut out, I decorated some of them. I have this butterfly that I covered in acrylic paint. I used a gel pen, a white one, to draw a pattern in that one. Then I did a mixture. These are metallic pens, markers, and there I did a little stitching pattern around it with a different pattern in the middle. So you can see these are fun. They can be fun. They can be used for whatever style you have. And you can adapt them to however you want to use them. So then I got some more ideas, and one of them, like, I would normally tuck these into pockets and use them as journal cards, if not to put on a pocket as a tuck or just decoration. But I like the idea of making them journal cards, so after I've done decorating it, I'll cover the back and then just cut it out again. But also, I was thinking, and I haven't tried these yet, so I'm kind of working this out as I go. You could take different color pens and use pencils, or stencils rather. Sorry. You could use stencils, and if you had, say, a gold I'll have to find mine, give me a second. So whatever pen you have, you can use, and you can draw or trace a stencil shape. I just want to kind of see if that will kind of go with the heart shape there. I mean, you can also draw it freehand. This stencil idea is more if you aren't confident in your drawing skills, or you just, want a different design than you've typically drawn before. Just have fun with it and play along. So you can do it like that, and I think I want to do the other side. And not necessarily as a plant here, but these leaves kind of remind me a little bit of flames. So they could be coming out of the center of the heart, and just And then you could, if you wanted to, you could fill those in, or you could draw another design inside here. I don't know why a spiral always comes to my mind first, but this is kind of what I call tangling. And then just keep going. And you can fill them all up. You can do that, or you can do something entirely different. Anyways, I'll leave that one. For some reason, the spiral one looks like an eyeball, so. Okay, so that's one idea. Another thing you could do is I was thinking of cutting. So I'm going to use this, and maybe I'll do another shape. That one's kind of big. Let's do the butterfly because it's smaller and you can kind of make it symmetrical if you want. So I was thinking just instead of coloring it, you could maybe cut holes in it. Sorry if that's hard to see. It's hard for me to see as well. And then punch the holes out. I'll do one over here as well. Not that they're completely even, but I'm just going to make this a simple one for demonstration purposes. I'm not overly skilled using the knife for this, but I think you can do things even if you're not the best at something. So yeah, so how are you doing today? It's trying to rain here, which is nice. So hope you're doing well. All right, so after I cut it out, I decided I was going to play with it a little bit and put some design in the back of it. So I will put some glue on the butterfly, and then I'm going to attach it. I'll probably end up decorating the front as well because I got glue on the front and now I can see that. So. Alright, so then I'm going to cut out this butterfly. That almost looks like a mask. So the paper here is, I did this a while ago and I had a video on it. What I did was I took tracing paper and I colored the, first I wrinkled them all up and then I colored them with different, I think it was food coloring. And I may have got some ink on there as well. I'm not even sure at this point. I want to say it was just maybe even watercolor. I tried a few different things. So but it kind of looks like this one had some green and blue still on it. So it's kind of reminds me of a stained glass look there. Then if you wanted, you could seal that in by putting another butterfly on the back. Something like so. But I would probably pick a white one. I'd probably cut a white one or a copy dyed one, and then it would be easier to write on the back. And then I would decorate the front something like this so you couldn't see all the glue. But yeah, that's another idea. And I actually really like that one. Too, if you're good with cutting out things, you could always cut out, like draw a stencil shape and then cut those out. What else? I think I had another idea. And I think that had to do with the colors. So if I wanted to, let me just put that back. If I wanted to use like the puzzle shape and then just use different colors. In fact, I was thinking too that metallic watercolors might look really sharp on there. So there's all sorts of things that you could do. But I think I want to play with the stencils just a bit more. Maybe grab a flower or something. And then I'll probably just grab like a metallic see how this shows up. I'm just gonna color the shapes in. And two, I think these would make really good like specialty items, like even for Christmas you could do, you know, the colors that we like to use at Christmas, like the green and the reds and all these fun things. It doesn't really matter if I get this pen on the stencil itself, because I can still see the pattern. So I'm going to go off the stencil, but I'm not going to worry about it too much here. I was going to put some other colors in there. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have to use metallic ones. I think just any acrylic ones maybe, or even some more opaque watercolors. I think I just colored my mat. Oh well. So I will share with you an answer to prayer, and that is that the day this airs should be on a Monday, and my husband should be starting his new job today. We have been praying for a new job for him for over 3 years, and so we are extremely thankful that the time has come. So, if you want to thank the Lord for something and you're short on things to give Him praise for, you can join us in thanking Him for answering that prayer. It's one of those things where you know He's going to answer it, but you also know that the only one in a hurry is you, because God has His own timetable. All right, so there is a flower on top of a puzzle piece. And if I wanted to further decorate this, I might just outline it in white. Yeah, so I might have some more time to film, or I might just relax my schedule a little bit and not overdo it, because it's been a little challenging to always get a video out when I just have time to do so. And then I feel like sometimes my heart wasn't really in it. So I'm looking forward to creating with more of a desire to do so, if you get what I mean. All right, so there's that one. It's different. If I wanted to, I could do something in the other empty spots here. Just have to find. Yeah, these Gelly Roll pens are not great for coloring. They do all right when you print, but it looks a little bit gray there. That's okay. It's just covering in that black spot so that you know that there's something else there yet. And again, I could have picked a different color. Well, I guess summer is almost officially here for some of us. My son is finishing his exams this week, I think tomorrow. I know he's a little bit early, but if you're in the States, I'm pretty sure school has been over for a while already. You guys always seem to finish before we do, so. Yeah, so if you're going to be around in July and you like to study the Word, I'm going to be a guest creator for Faith Journal July. I'll post it below. It's hosted by Debbie at Pour Your Art Out for the Lord, and Diane at Faith Art. And they both have made kits that are available for sale. I don't think you need the kit to do the study. I think it would be a rewarding study to do. And but if you did want to get the kit, I believe they're on sale throughout June. So I will link both those ladies below. There's also a tab on my community posts that have more information, so do check that out. We'd love to have you join us. We're learning about joy and how biblical joy differs from the joy of the world. So I do believe that joy is what keeps me going, and it's not always associated with the feeling. All right, so there's one, and what else was I gonna do? I really did like this idea. I was wondering if I played with it enough. Maybe for the mushroom, we could and I say it reminds me of stained glass a little bit. So why not go with that? I'm not gonna do the full design on here just because my knife does feel rather flimsy. But I could have also used the scissor, I guess, if I had a small one. That might have been better. Okay. Oops. Well, look at that. Now I have a smaller mushroom as well. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so I'm going to use this other glue this time. See if I can do a neater job. See if I can get any glue out. I know one day last week I had forgotten to put my pin in. So that's always fun when that happens, because then you have to find your way back inside there. Okay, seem to have gotten the pluggage out. Okay, so I'm going to do it on this one again. And this would be one of those times where tweezers would come in handy. I feel like I'm just going to get glue on my fingers. Okay, how shall I? Probably just like that. I'll just do a rough cut. And then I think what I'm going to do is, if I have another mushroom, or maybe I will have to do the thing I said I was going to do with the white. I was looking for some scrap paper that I could still write on the back. Okay, I found this. And I'm just going to roughly cut instead of tracing it again. And yeah, so there's a whole lot of things you can do with these. In fact, I'm going to do a part 2 for this one. At least that's what I'm planning right now. And I'm going to move it to fabric. So if you... And that's not a new idea. I have seen other people do that, but I haven't taken the time to do it myself yet, so I thought that would be fun to take some shapes and slow stitch them. And then I'll show you what I've been working on in my book. Haven't done an update in a bit, and I have done a few projects. Nothing major, but just a few little ones that I'm really pleased with. So you know how the other day I was playing around with hot glue and coins? Well, as soon as I basically put up that video, I saw somebody else do it, and I'm like, that's funny. If I had thought it was original, obviously, so did somebody else. Alright, so then you just have to be careful which way you put this, because it does make a difference. Alright, so look at that. It makes it brighter, which is nice. Kind of brings out the color in that. So yeah, that must have been the food coloring, the blue and the green. So pretty. Okay, then I'm just going to glue this together, make like a sandwich. Don't tell me it didn't really want to move. I want it to be roughly even though, so. Now I was thinking of putting something on the edges of this. Like some kind of a gold. Could do that. Or I could just trim it and make it equal. I think I like the gold idea better. So here is a form of gold. I did this with some of the other ones that I made yesterday as well. Just have to be careful that you don't get the back so that you can't write on it, because that was the point. I want the back to be able to be written on. So this just kind of gives it a bit of a metallic sheen. I mean, you could ink it. I hadn't actually thought of that, but you could ink it, and probably would be faster than doing what I'm doing here. I keep checking to see if I messed up the back yet. But yeah, if I'd have thought of the inking first, I would have done that. Okay, and I went over further than I wanted to. But yeah, this stained glass effect is tickling me more and more. I'm really liking it now. So, alright, so then you can still use the back to journal on if you wanted to. And I was just thinking, if you were going to do that verse study with us in July, then you could make a whole bunch of these and then leave room on the back for verses. So I think I definitely will be making some more shapes because they are a lot of fun. Alright, so there's that one. One of my favorites is the bird, and that was actually my original idea for doing shapes. not because I thought of it, but I saw Pam at the Paper Outpost make shapes out of birds, and she was making them out of book pages. And that was my first, I think, introduction to using shapes. And even got a little bunny rabbit. So I think the sky is the limit with these. Really, you could do so much. And I even did just cut some ovals out of this jelly print that I had, and there's already stenciling on it from before, so I just cut out the shapes because it was more of a scrap piece, so I just cut out what was left. So yeah, do have some fun. Do, give it a go, explore a little bit, and enjoy that, because you never know where your next great idea is going to come from. So hopefully this will give you some ideas. As always, I'm happy to hear of any ideas that you come up with, and I might want to try those. So let's share. We can all grow as artists. And yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining me today, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.